What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett with my guest host, Jessica.
Hello.
As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. We're on the road to 1,000. We hope you guys can help us get there. All right, so this is our Shadow and Bone Episode 2 review. Jessica, what did you think?
It was slow. It was very
slow.
Very slow. And I'm not into slow shows. It has to be fast-paced.
Fast-paced.
If it's not fast-paced, I'm not into it. And I really wasn't into this episode. Hopefully the next episode will be better.
All right. What did you hate about it?
Okay. One, the ending. She's lying in bed. She puts her hand out.
Maybe.
And then she looks over. Nobody's there. And then he's laying in his bed. He sticks his hand out. And he looks over. Nobody's there. Who gives?
I feel like
oh,
you know, in the book, this is the problem that I have with the book too. Everything revolves around Mal. It's like she's not really a character on her own. She's more like a love-struck teenager.
Pretty
than
much.
What she
and
is.
That's what the episode was basically.
Yeah.
Felt like this episode. It was like, oh, I'm a lovely teenager. Ooh, I need to do this and this and this.
Well, it's like it felt like her whole life revolves around Mal, and I get it. They're best friends. She's in love with him, but at the same time, I'm like, you found out you got all these new powers. You find out that you're the Darkling's new favorite. You're fixing to be going to go see the king, and then
your friend didn't even know you were.
But
where are they?
The Grecians.
The Grecians. And then her friend didn't even know she was a Grecian because they never got tested because they ran away.
Well, I just feel like when it comes to all of that, I feel like there should be more stuff on her mind than just Mal at that point. Whereas that could just be the guy in me that's like, okay, I'm in
the same boat with you because it's a little ridiculous.
Sometimes it just kind of feels like it's not reality based because I don't think a woman or a man in that situation would be, hey, I've got to find my wannabe love interest, and that's all I care about.
Example, that's like you going off somewhere and me laying in bed saying, oh,
I know.
Oh, no,
I know that's
petty.
not really how.
Petty.
That's not how.
You don't do
real
that kind
world
of. Yeah, you
love
don't do that
works.
kind of stuff.
That's what maybe I guess what you would do if you're a teenager.
Exactly.
That you expect, but that's why it kind of feels a little bit petty even in this episode. It just everything about her revolves around Mal when it should be. I have new powers. I'm in this strange situation. What do? I don't want to fail. I don't know what's going on. It should be about all of these things along with Mal.
And see, not just the ending I didn't like. I also didn't like what happened with the caravan. She went into the caravan going to the castle. They get ambushed.
Yeah.
And then the guy, the Darkling said, "Oh, those people always come out." Well, then why did you send her with the caravan?
He said that they are a special unit of that country, and they were there on a mission, but they just happened to see the light, and then their mission changed. But I'll tell you one thing that I feel like I hope they kind of get around to it is what was their original mission, and was it something important? Was it to kill the Darkling or other Grecia? Like what was it about that necessarily was come about with that?
But see, the thing is that he knew that they were there, and he still sent her to the caravan.
Yes.
And then after all that, the guy is over her, ready to kill her, and the Darkling just slices him in half. And then he goes, "Oh, you're gonna come with me now." Well, you should have done that in the first place, and she wouldn't have had all that ambush, and she wouldn't. I guess it was just a fight scene.
I don't really. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like that's in the book as well. But I kind of feel like if you're the most powerful person in the world, and he even says it himself. He says, now that they know I'm here, they'll leave. And that's exactly what they did. They stopped fighting and they fled. So, like, if you knew that, then why didn't you just take her specifically then? That would have made a lot more sense.
That makes more sense than
the only thing that I can understand, the reason for that whole scene was for that him to show his powers.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it. Now, I will say this when it comes to the Darkling, it kind of shocks me at how everybody is afraid of him, but yet Alina has this she just boldly just tells him exactly what she thinks, and
basically she tells it as it is, and she don't care what he thinks.
And I'm like, you would think of him a guy that he's actually hundreds of years old. You would think he would.
He looks pretty good for 100 years old. I'm sorry.
But that's what she actually says in the book. As well.
Off topic. That's a woman thing. Sorry.
But what I'm saying is when they when they're talking about that, everybody's scared of him, but for some reason, she just says what he wants, and he's like, okay, I see your point.
Just like at that scene where she's talking with him.
But then it didn't
and I understand, but she was basically telling him, hey, maybe I don't want these powers. Maybe I don't feel like being found. Maybe I didn't want this whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's telling her, well, you have no choice now. You have to accept it.
Yeah, but what is the point of the scene if what is the point of the scene if it didn't go anywhere? If it didn't go anywhere, so what's the whole point of the scene?
Clue.
So I kind of feel like when it comes to Alina in that regard, I feel like there is, I don't know, maybe they're trying to make her a little bit too bold, but it doesn't necessarily, it works in the book, but it doesn't necessarily, I feel like, work on screen, simply because of the reactions around him. He's the top dog, and he's not used to being talked to like that. Everybody else is scared to talk to him about that.
Exactly.
But yet she's doing it, and he's allowing it to happen.
She's like the one that, I'll tell you what to do and you better do it type of thing, and he's not used to it.
Yeah, but I just kind of feel like for someone as scary as what he is, I feel like it's not realistic. Scary. He's a pretty scary guy.
I don't think
but
I think he has a
soft spot. You think he's got a soft spot? I think he's got a soft spot, I would say, for maybe Alina. But I mean, you got to look at it from his perspective. There's no one that's of his capabilities. And so, when you come across,
he slit that guy in half.
Yeah,
it was like you can see
everyone else
slow motion and everything, and then he just goes. Whoosh.
Yeah,
that's how fast he is.
Well, it's like everyone is basically ants to him. They're not almost at the same human level as he is because he's so powerful, and because of that power, he's feared. And so, you have him in a completely different world. He's in the little palace, but even kind of the king really doesn't even go against him in a lot of different ways. So I'm like, I can see maybe his loneliness that comes with that, and maybe seeing her and her being a son summer is something that they thought was a myth. How he could look at her and be like, I found an equal, maybe a companion, even to a certain extent. So I mean, I could kind of maybe see it that way.
I can see that too.
But I feel like that's with the Darkling. But I feel like that's the Darkling and the Alina story. But as far as I'm not totally invested in the Kaz and Nej and Jesper saying, like, I don't necessarily like where they're going with this. I did not understand how Nej has she's supposed to be like this assassin that goes and has all these knives, but she can't kill anybody.
She can't kill anybody. She has to get her friend to kill him.
Yeah, I know. It's like she asked him. That's a pretty big thing to ask him, especially there's semi-good guys in a way. Like, I know they do shady things, but they're supposed to, he's supposed to be kind of a funny guy.
What's
Jasper?
Jasper. He basically gave up his club to save her.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Kaz.
Kaz.
Yeah, Kaz. Yeah.
He gave up his club for to pay off her debt.
Yeah.
So she could leave with him, go through the void.
See, that was kind of that's one thing that I don't necessarily like.
So he does
He care about her, and
he cares about her.
Yeah, but I will say this. That is my biggest problem with their storyline. The other side is just slowly fleshed out. You know, with the Darkling, and Mal and all of them is just, and Alina is fleshed out slowly. But the other is just so fast paced. You don't really know what's going on. Mm-hmm. I didn't really understand Kaz with that woman. Well, he just sees that woman counting, and he's like, "You're not from here."
Well, like I said, the only reason theirs is fast paced is because they're in a time frame. They only have it until 6 o'clock in the morning, and their time it's already 1 o'clock in the morning. No, they don't have that much time to get everything done. That's why it seems like it's fast paced. I bet once they get to the ship, it'll probably slow down.
Yeah, but think of the story so far. One, they hear the mission. Two, they go on this mission. Get into the thing. They get that woman that guy's looking for, and he tells her, tell him we need to get across, to the other side. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when it, I want to call it the void, but it's called the what?
I don't know. I call it the void.
Yeah, basically. And
the darkness, the unknown.
But basically what it is, then she's given that, Inej is given that, a job with, to go kill that guy that, by Tante Helene. And, she just briefly in the scene. We don't know much about her. Then, of course, Kaz gets threatened by the other guy. And I'm like, there's just so much things that's going on. And, none of them's really fleshed out.
I really think it's going to slow down once they get on the boat.
And then it just happened to be I say happened, but actually it was supposedly intentional. That the woman the man that, Helene had sent Inej to kill was a conductor. Mm-hmm. And that those voided just to get back at him.
She set her up, and she set her up bad. Yeah.
So I just kind of feel like everything is just going so fast that I can't follow on some things with it, and that kind of drives me crazy about that aspect.
I think it'll slow. I personally think it'll slow down.
But as far I enjoyed as far as the whole episode in general. I actually enjoyed the ambush scene. I actually thought that was really cool because she had the moment with the two guards, and there is a moment in the book where she gets friendly with that one guard. And she thinks that other one is, well, not friendly that way, but he's a nice guy, and the other one she thinks is kind of a bully. Well, I'm glad they included that scene in there, but I felt like that was a great scene all the way around. But then at the end of the day, when the episode ends, you think to yourself, well, wait, why didn't the Darkling just, I don't know, get on there?
Exactly. That's why
you realize
just
how
like
stupid all that was.
Yes, that's why I did not like this episode. Hopefully, like I said, the next episode is a lot better.
And I was like you, I hate I hated that ending scene where she's reaching over and he's reaching over, and it's just so stupid.
And then they go back to the field of where they were when they were holding hands as kids, when they fled. Okay.
I feel like her life is from the very beginning has been so invested in her and Mal. They got to do everything together. She didn't want to know if she was a Grisha, because if she knew she was a Grisha, she would have been taken away from Mal. And I'm like, just everything, Look, they don't always have to make women as strong, independent women, but at the same time, don't make them into this either. Make them middle ground, a normalcy. Yeah. Like they do. I feel like there is a problem with that in Hollywood to a certain extent. I feel like they either do the whole strong independent thing, or either the ones that's just so
Babies.
full in love that they don't think about anything. I feel like they don't do women right in that regard. I feel like they need to make women the same way they make guys, where we're just normal human beings that behave normally in most cases.
Just make it in between.
I mean, if you want to have that, have a show about kids. Kids, I can kind of get it, but not adults. I don't. I feel like that they overdo that aspect when it comes to her. But overall, what would you rate this episode?
5.
5?
Yeah, I really did not like it.
I'd rate it about 6, 6.5, somewhere around there. Like I said, for the reasons mentioned, I feel like I would have after watching it. During the episode, I would have said good 7, but after I got done thinking about it, I'm like that whole thing with the ambush scene was completely and totally pointless. And then that last scene where she's reaching out was just, I was like, oh my goodness, come on. They've got to get rid of that.
No, I didn't go hold my hand out. No.
It's like, it's too much. It is too much. I get it, what they're trying to appeal to, but they're really going overboard with it in a lot of ways. It really was. But overall, guys, let us know what y'all think. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think episode 2 was as good as episode 1? Do you feel like that it was lacking? Or are you excited about episode 3? Let us know down below.
I am.
As always, guys, thanks for watching.